Hey guys, today we'll be making this authentic Zambian chicken stew cooked in tomato gravy and perfectly seasoned to add a great flavor. This chicken is so good and it's very easy to make, so let's get started. Okay guys, I have the chicken here that I've already cleaned. So I'm using chicken legs and thighs for this recipe, but you can use any parts you like. The most commonly used in Zambia is a whole chicken, but I don't have that. So I'm just gonna work with what I have. So right now I'm adding the chicken into the pot, and then I'll sprinkle some salt and add a little bit of water so that we can boil it first. Okay, so I've boiled this chicken until I'm not able to see any blood in it. So now I'm just going to set it aside and I'll prepare the pan for frying. Okay, so now I'm adding the oil to the pan, and once it's heated up, I'll add the chicken and begin to fry until it's brown on both sides. And just make sure you save the broth as we'll be using it for the gravy later. Then while the chicken is frying, I'm chopping the onions and blending some tomatoes that I'll be using to make the gravy. Okay guys, we are here now. So as you can see, the chicken is brown on one side. So what I'm gonna do is to remove the pan from the heat and place it on a cool surface. I'll let the oil stop splattering, then I'll flip the chicken so that it can brown on the other side as well. So now I'm transferring the chicken onto a plate. Then I'm going to use the same pan to make the gravy. It's gravy time. So right now I'm just adding the chopped onions to the frying pan, and then I'll saute them for about 5 minutes. And if you've noticed, I scooped out most of that oil we used for frying chicken just because we don't need all that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pour in the tomatoes, and then I'll let these cook and cook until we get rid of that raw tomato smell. So now that the gravy is cooked, I'm pouring it back into the chicken broth, and then I'll start adding the seasonings. And as usual, I'll list all the seasonings in the description bar below, so don't forget to check it out. Also, there's a link that you can click and check out my blog. I have recipes on there as well. So I'm just eyeballing the seasonings, then I'll test the gravy. If you don't have experience in cooking, just add a little at a time, then test to see whether you need to make adjustments. So I'm going to be testing my gravy to make sure everything is okay. After adding all the seasonings, I'm just stirring up everything, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so I'm adding back the chicken to the gravy and I'll cover it up and let it simmer for about 30 minutes so that the flavors can mix in with the chicken and we can finally get the perfect chicken stew. So the chicken should look like this when it's ready. As you can see, the gravy is nice and thick. It looks good and it smells so good in here. I can't wait to eat this food. So I'm going to be serving mine over rice, but you can serve it with anything really, bread, pasta, anything. So yeah, this brings me to the end of this video and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.